everyone. Happy Friday, and welcome to another edition of our morning show right here on the new Main Street TV. We hope that you're having a wonderful morning. We have some special guests here today, so we're having a wonderful morning. And of course, we are going, though, to start off our morning with the news update with our good friend Pete. And Pete is here. Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you're looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, give her a call, 740-418-4135, and she will be out working for you. All right, Pete, it is Lady Vikings Day, is it not?
Okay, well, you segue
Did
right.
I steal your thunder?
I can segue right into that appropriately because that is the big news story today. And I don't care whether you're from Vinton County or not. If you're from a neighboring county, you know all about it, and you're rooting for the Lady. The Lady Vikings, they are in the state tournament. Never happened before for a Vinton County basketball team. Doesn't happen very often for a Jackson County basketball team either. But at 2 p.m. today, they will take the court at the University of Dayton Arena, and they will be playing a team from up in the Cleveland area, Shaker Heights Laurel. Earlier at 11 o'clock, the other semifinal game will take place between Napoleon, that's another small town team from northwestern Ohio, and Dayton Carroll. They don't obviously have very far to go to play.
Hey, that's not fair.
Well, that's just the way. That's just the way it works. It's usually in Columbus, but it's in Dayton this year. But the winners will then meet on Saturday at 5 o'clock for the state championship. So
that's right.
Yesterday, the Lady Vikings left MacArthur, and I tell you what, you would think that the Queen of England was there. There are the Lady Vikings as they're strolling out on the front sidewalk, ready to board their chartered bus. You can see a lot of fans in the background. It looks almost like the Apple Festival parade. There they are, strolling by. The fans, getting applause. A lot of signs out there, and this is just at the high school. What they did after they got in the bus, they took a little spin into downtown MacArthur, rode around a little bit before they headed out west on US 50 to Dayton. I know that they had a practice last night, probably quiet time in their rooms on Thursday evening, and of course they'll be going to the arena not too long, I'm sure, to play in that 2 p.m. game. The Lady Vikings have only one loss this year. Shaker Heights Laurel has lost 4. However, they played a very tough schedule, including some teams from out of state. They have a point guard named Taylor Theory, who is at State University next year. So, you're talking about an excellent team. But I don't know, this Vinton County team seems like a team of destiny. First of all, they're very deep. They have a lot of players who can play the game very well. They don't count on just one player. And they seem to just get the game goes on. Several of the games they've fallen behind, but then, they get their act together and then they just roll by the opposition. And they haven't really had a close game in a while. I believe they're coming in on a 12-game winning streak. But the Lady Vikings, I'm going to drop some names for you because they are the ladies of the hour. Senior Morgan Bentley is averaging 16 points and 9 rebounds a game. She is the daughter of Coach Rod Bentley, who, of course, was here on Tuesday to talk to us. Senior Mariah Davis, who has survived 2 knee surgeries in her career to have an outstanding senior year. She averages 13.8 points per game. Cameron Zinn, a very talented junior, 12.3 points and 10.3 rebounds. She has played especially well down the stretch here in the regular season and in the tournament. She has had 13 what they call double-doubles. That's where you have double-digit points and rebounds in the same game. Junior Tegan Bartow also averages in double figures 11.8 points per game. Lacey Williams, who is a good three-point shooter, averages just under 10 points a game at 7.5. The rest of the team members, I'm going to mention their names: Chloe Habron, Lakin Williams, Lydia Nichols, Allison Riddle, Lindsay Riddle, Lydia Leniger, Ashley Bentley, Katie Cottle, and Riley Oosley. Here at Total Media, we'd certainly like to wish the Lady Vikings the very best as they hope for even more glory than what they've already earned. Once again, that game is 2 p.m. at the University of Dayton Arena. Of course, It'll be on WYRO 98.7, not just during the tournament, not just when they're winning all the games. They have always been, WYRO has always been the home, the radio home of the Lady Vikings for now and forever, and we will have that game on the radio. Jeff Thacker, who has been one of the broadcasters for the Vikings for years and years, he will be there, Mike Side, along with Brian Radeball, to bring you all the action. Bob Gurley, who's been a broadcaster for such a long time, he's an assistant coach now.
He is. I was talking with Brian the other day, and he said that he is had to fill in now because, you know, Bob moved up to bigger and better things, right?
Right. Well, we have to point out that since Bob's been the assistant coach, they've only lost one game. I don't know whether you put 2 and 2 together there or not. But,
I guess if you analyze the games and cover the games all those years, you probably know what you're doing coaching, huh?
Right, exactly. Well, and from the media side, we want to tell you that 40% of the Telegram staff is in Dayton right now. That is sports editor Todd Compston and our Vinton County reporter / sports reporter Red Thompson Jr. They're both over there now.
That's right.
They will be there to cover the game. They're going to send back a report so we can get something in our print edition on Saturday. We have early deadlines. That's just the way it works with newspapers because, you know, we don't, you know, print in-house. But we will have at least some coverage of the game in our print edition on Saturday. But I definitely want to tell everybody that on our online edition, which, of course, you know, we keep current, that a report of the game will be on our website this evening as soon as we get the report. As soon as the game is over, Todd and Red will be interviewing the coaches, processing pictures. I'll be back here at the home base, and we will have that game online just as soon as we can get it. And that will be the comprehensive write-up with all the stats and the quotes and what happened during the game. And if the Lady Vikings win, we'll be back again there tomorrow to cover the championship game, and we'll be online with that as well.
That's right. And what just a cool experience for them, regardless of whatever. I mean, to make it that far, there's only, 4 teams in the state that make it that far. Like, that's pretty stinking cool.
Right. Well, just as we said on the air, no Vinton County team, boys or girls, have ever been to the state tournament. In Jackson County, 2 Oak Hill girls teams and 1 Oak Hill boys teams. There's only been one team, and that was Coach Norm Pearson's boys in 2009 that went all the way.
They did.
All right. We're going to go to COVID-19 now. No news is good news. The Vinton County Health Department did report 1 new case since yesterday. I think we still only have a total of we only have a total of 4 cases the entire month of March. That's good.
Wow.
No new report from the Jackson County Health Department, but of course, they are busy, as all the health departments are, and other vaccination service providers giving those vaccines. This was a week where ages 50 and up was the big new category for folks to get their vaccination, and I know that a lot of people have turned out. And of course, that process will continue. The goal is, I think the president's new goal is to have everybody vaccinated by May. I mean, that's a little accelerated from what the estimates have been before. So we'll see whether that'll happen. It has to happen with logistics locally. And of course, mostly important, the supply of the vaccine has to be there. All right. We will move on to another good news story. And this is a lady behind the scenes who has made some very big news that a lot of people probably haven't heard about. And she recently retired, and we're going to give her a salute here. Georgie Milliken. She was the executive director of Buckeye Community Services based here in Jackson for many years. She retired effective on February 26th. Of course, they couldn't have an in-person reception for her. She has worked with and for a lot of people over the years. What they did was they had a drive-through reception in the parking lot over there at the Buckeye Community Services office. This is a shot of Georgie. That is her in the middle facing us with the green mask, getting hugs. There were people outside with signs. People drove through the lot, handed her roses. It was a wonderful event on that Friday, February 26th, which happened to be her last day. And of course, Buckeye Community Services provides services and residential, including residential services to developmentally disabled adults. That's so they could be more on their own than in an institution. This is a service and a program that has come so far in the last 3 decades, and Georgie Milliken has been right in the middle of it. She has dedicated her professional life to this role that a lot of people don't know about. That is Georgie with Jackson Mayor Randy Evans. He is aware of all she has done. He showed up to be among the well-wishers there at her retirement reception. There is a gentleman by the name of David Moore, John Moore, basically. No, Pete Moore, who is the head of the professional association that supervises what Buckeye Community Services does. He presented Georgie last year with the 2020 Lifetime Achievement Award. And this is what he said, and this is appropriate to say now since Georgie is retired. Georgie is a fearless advocate, an astute industry leader, and a genuinely amazing person. The culture and solidarity she has crafted will be her legacy as well as her vision, and her vision is now our vision. We at Buckeye Community Services will be eternally grateful for her guidance, her influence, and her infectious spirit and friendship. She started out as a house manager, Jennifer, way back in the 70s. By the time she retired, she was in charge of an agency that does services in 8 counties, not just Jackson, but 7 other counties in the area as well. So we're going to have a big feature story on Georgie in our Saturday paper, and a lot of folks who maybe don't know about this amazing lady will know a lot more.
That's right.
All right, we're going to move into some of the events taking place. Of course, we have some special guests here. The annual Boy Scout Troop 57 Spaghetti Dinner is going to be this Saturday. I'm not going to steal their thunder. They're going to say the Scouts and the Scout leader can talk all about it. But this is a big event for the Scouts, a big fundraiser, very important. And they found a way to do it as safely as possible. Not a big in-person event, but folks can support Troop 57 by buying the spaghetti dinner, participating in the auction, and they don't have to worry about being in a sit-down place. And the Scouts and all the people that support them, they can pull this off and do it in a safe way. So all those details that are different this year and how they're doing it and where they're doing it, we'll hear about in just a minute. But it is one of the big events of the year, and we certainly urge you to support it. The Wellston American Legion Post will have a Veterans Open House on March the 19th. The Legion Post is located on South Pennsylvania Avenue in Wellston. This is in conjunction with the 101st birthday of the American Legion nationally, which that was founded just after World War I. This event is open not only to members of Legion Post 371, but non-members as well. There'll be free sandwiches and finger foods. We'll remind you about that next week. Bingo has resumed at the Jackson DAV. It actually resumed last Friday, but we want to remind you that's a big fundraiser for them. Doors open at 5. Bingo starts at 6:30. And don't forget, Jennifer, on Sunday, daylight saving time.
Oh, it
kicks
is?
in. Right. 2 a.m. on Sunday.
I had no idea.
2 a.m. on Sunday, you have to move the clock to 3 a.m. Now, you don't have to do it at 2 a.m. You can do it when you go to bed, but that's officially when it is, 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. You get a 23-hour day. Sorry about the lost hour of sleep.
That hour. Darn
but
it.
You're going to get all the way until November, an extra hour of daylight in the evening, to recreate and do whatever you want, mow the grass, whatever. You have more daylight to work with. And I want just a little bit of education here. Everybody says daylight savings time. It's actually daylight saving time. All right? No one's going to shoot you.
My mind is so blown right now, Pete.
No one's going to shoot you if you say daylight savings time, but it's actually daylight saving time.
I had no idea.
And that will stay in effect until Sunday, November 7th at 2 a.m. where you'll get that hour back. All right, I'm going to get out of the way, let the Scouts come over and take my place and tell you about their big event on Saturday.
Very good. All right, thank you.
I'll go downstairs and get ready to cheer on the Lady Vikings.
That's right. And this is the deal, folks. Make sure that you do download that Total Media Radio app so that you can listen to the Lady Vikings game anywhere you are in the world today. And all you have to do is click your phone, download that Total Media Radio app on the Apple App Store or on the Google Play Store, wherever you may be, and you can then tune in to 98.7 WYRO. Hit that icon. It's the third one over, and that's where the Lady Vikings game will be played today. And again, You don't have to have your radio. You can just listen right there on your phone. It's pretty darn cool stuff. All right, I know that you all are interested in your weekend weather forecast, so let's get to it. For today, which is Friday, of course, mostly cloudy skies. Highs today around 61 degrees. For tonight, partly cloudy, getting a little cooler overnight the next few nights, low of 34 degrees. For tomorrow on your Saturday, partly cloudy skies with highs around 55. Saturday night, partly cloudy, lows around 32. Then looking on to your Sunday, a little bit cooler even, mostly sunny, or I'm sorry, mostly cloudy. Shoot, I was hoping for sun. And highs around 53 degrees on Sunday, lows around 31. And then looking at the beginning of your work week, Monday a little cooler, but Tuesday's looking not too bad. But we do have that pesky rain popping back into the forecast beginning of next week. And on past Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Oh, Thursday has the S word in the forecast. We're not even going to talk about that.
The S word is sunlight, right?
No, it's a 4-letter S word. S in blank blank. Nice try, James, but no, it's the S in blank blank word. That's way too far off. We're not going to talk about that. All right. Hey, guess what? My jury duty got canceled on Monday, so I'll be here. Woo! All right. Just had to throw that in. I was very excited to get that phone call. Not that I'm against doing my civic duty, because I will, but it's nice to get that phone call as well. All right, so we have special guests in the house right now, and they are our Boy Scout friends to talk about the yummy, yummy, yummy spaghetti dinner going on this, we'll see tomorrow, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so first off, everybody introduce yourself. Tell our viewers who you are, please.
Morning. I'm Jim Master. I'm the Scoutmaster for Troop 5057 in Wellston.
Okay.
I'm Hayden Steele.
Okay.
From Troop 57.
I am Brady Faulkner, and I am also from Troop 57.
So we have Hayden and Braden.
Brady.
You guys, I thought you guys were rhyming. It was kind of cool. All right, so you all are in the same troop.
Yes.
All right, very cool. So let's get to it. The Boy Scout spaghetti dinner has been an ongoing tradition for many, many years. So can you guys go over the history a little bit of how it got started? Do you know?
Well, I know that it's over 50 years old. Or no, I take that back, almost 40 years old. They decided to do a spaghetti dinner auction. I have been the Scoutmaster now for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
When I first moved into the area, it's like I'd never heard of anything like this. And then I walked in, it's like, wow. Last year, because of COVID, we were not able to have our dinner. We actually were 3 days out from having it, and we canceled. We didn't have a choice. The state mandates came down. We had everything ready to roll, and the boys were ready. The place was also ready to go, and we had to cancel. And believe me, that hurt us a lot. They also canceled our scout camp last year. This was supposed to have been the last year of Chief Logan. This year is the last year of Chief Logan. The boys are going to get a chance to go. And that's what this money's for. This money's for helping these boys go take a week-long camp and learn new skills, meet new people, get away from the families, get outside, get away from the computers. There's no phone access, no computers, none of that technology stuff. They get 3 meals a day. They get to sleep in the outdoors. They get to explore. They get to grow as young men and young boys. With the spaghetti dinner and auction, we actually couldn't, like I said, we couldn't have it last year, but this year we are making sure that we have something. The Cub Pack last week had their chicken noodle dinner as a drive-by. They had appointments up. We're not doing appointments. You cannot eat in-house. We're going to be serving meals out of Hope United Methodist Church in Wellston. You can call ahead, 740-418-5335 Saturday. We will get it ready for you. It's $6. You're getting spaghetti, salad, breadsticks, and a brownie. Again, it is, you can take, it's all takeaway. We do have offer some limited deliveries in Wellston. You can walk up, you can call in. We're going to be serving. If anybody's been to any of these before, if you walk up and out of there hungry, it's your own fault, because we're not skimpy on portions. Spaghetti is fairly cheap, but it's very good. You have your choice of plain or with meatballs. The choices for salad dressing is basically going to be ranch or Italian. Can't get too creative and crazy with that, but you're taking it away. You can always go home and get what you want. The auction was the folks out at Patterson Auctions there out by the truck stop has graciously donated time. They're going to put our stuff from last year into their auction Saturday. The doors open at 8 for exam, and the auction will start at 10. We've had people say, well, why didn't you come by and ask us for donations? Well, with COVID last year, we want our businesses to grow. When you can't have somebody come around and says, hey, please, 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 can you give us something for the Boy Scouts when they're just starting back up? We know it's tight right now. We also have everything from last year. We don't need anything right this minute because we had so much. The people were so gracious last year. They are every year. Our boys really, really appreciate it to get out. And it's a chance for the boys to get out and meet people. Go out and say, hey, look, I'm with the troop. We want to show our public image. We need a donation, or if you'll just hang our flyers. If they hang our flyers, that's always something we appreciate anyway. Last year, we were not able to hold it. So this year we are holding it. It's only takeaway. You can drive by, pick it up, limited deliveries. The auction house is open. There's not much else I can really say other than the fact that we appreciate the community support that we get from Wellston and Jackson County. We get donations even from Chillicothe and Athens. So we are not just a local troop. We're trying to spread out. My boys are actually from Oak Hill area. They're from Jackson area, and they're from Wellston area. We have troops in Jackson, and we have some Cub Packs in Athens, in MacArthur. MacArthur has a troop over there. There's Boy Scouts out there. This is a recruiting call too. If you want to talk to us about Boy Scouts, well, come ask. There's no harm in coming and asking, hey, what do you do with scouting? What can this do for me? We do a lot for these boys and can do a lot. Surprising what an Eagle will open up doors for.
It is. You're exactly right about that. And, it isn't easy either. And it is, as you said, teaching them life skills and getting the computers turned off and the phones turned off and, problem solving and learning all of this fun stuff. And it's pretty darn cool to be a scout. Really is. So, okay, do I have to call ahead to get the spaghetti dinner, or can I just show up?
Just show up. If
Okay.
you come up in your car or walk up and say, hey, I want a spaghetti dinner, you got $6 in your pocket, you're going to walk away with food.
That I like.
Yeah, we're not restricting it, just call aheads, reservations, tickets. Now, if you have a ticket, we're going to have spaghetti for you. If you call ahead, we're going to have spaghetti for you. But if you just walk up, say, hey, I want a spaghetti dinner, everything's outside. We're going to have canopies up. You can't eat there. Like I said, we can't serve food and eat it on the grounds. But you can take it away. Take it home, go down to our parks. Enjoy our local parks. They have a lot of beautiful scenery. Just pick up after yourselves, please. We've had to do some cleanups, and there was some folks that just...
Grr, that's not nice.
No, it's not.
No. These kids are working hard. Like, don't make them have to pick up your trash. So, all right, and so I know when you have the dine-in experience, it's typically at St. Peter and Paul, isn't it?
Yes.
So, but this is a different location, so
Right.
let's make sure that we.
It's
that
literally
home with
right down
folks.
the street. It's like one street over at Hope United Methodist. The reason being is we're not having the auction. There's no reason to have that big open space. Um, yeah, the Hope United Methodist is our sponsoring organization, and they have a kitchen, and they have meals served out there too. So they have no problem with us just okay. All you can do is serve meals, but that's a lot of places with the worship services right now.
Sure, 100%. And this is the deal. If you don't know where the Hope United Methodist Church is, just follow your nose. Smell the meatballs, smell the spaghetti sauce. You will find them. I promise you, it's not that far.
You'll see some scouts out there too. We have a big banner we'll have out up on the main road there in Wellston. The boys are going to be walking around. You'll see us. We're a pretty big event.
Very, very good. And I'm sure that if somebody would happen to hand you more than $6, you would be willing to take that, right?
Oh yes, we do take donations. We're out there to try to raise a little bit extra money for these boys.
That's right. Send them to camp, and that's the whole point of all of this. Now, all right, boys, I want to hear from our Boy Scouts here. How are you involved in the spaghetti dinner? Do you guys get to cook, or what do you guys get to do to work the event?
Well, we mostly help serve out the food, and we also will help out in the auction.
Very good. And so you get to actually bring the food out to people's cars and all of that?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. Are you looking forward to it?
There are some older boys being at the auction house instead of actually working at the Methodist church.
We're figuring the auction house is going to be pretty big, so we didn't want.
Yeah.
I mean, Hayden's a little fella. He's one of our younger scouts. I'm afraid he gets stepped on over there. There's some big fellas over there at that auction house walking around making bids. You know, they swing them.
Oh, yeah.
And we wanted
You're
some of
not
the older
kidding.
boys over there. And they'll be holding stuff up for helping the auctions and that. That's what they do anyway. Serving the trays. They will be talking to the folks, communicating with our public.
Very good.
Showing
Now,
the colors.
now explain where the auction house is. I'm not familiar with that.
If you know where the truck stop is on 35,
I
well,
do.
Just basically southeast of Jackson. Literally right behind it is the auction house. If you go to the truck stop, there's a road right beside the truck stop. I mean, literally right next to the property, and it takes you up to the auction house. They took it over, I think, a year or so ago, and have really built up a nice auction up there.
Is that the like white and green building?
Big white and green
Yeah,
building
okay.
right there in the back says auction.
Yeah,
Armed
okay.
and ready. Armed and ready.
Yes.
That's the auction house back there. They've got a big parking lot, big open area.
Right. It's a wonderful building.
They've got they're expecting around 150, 200 people at that auction alone this weekend.
Oh.
It's a big auction for them. So if it's a big auction for them, it means there's people bringing big money. Big money helps the scouts out.
You are 100% correct. So what are some of the things that the Scouts will be auctioning off that can entice some of our viewers to make sure that they get out there and support the kids?
Well, last year, one of the last items we got was like a $250 toolbox from the blue. I can never think of the name of it. The blue tool sets.
The Cobalt?
Cobalt, yes. It was about $250 for this box along with the tools. Was one of the good donations we have. A pole saw was donated to us. It's a variety of larger items that are going on out there. Later on, we're also supposed to be doing a small online auction for some of the items we just can't hold up there. If I'm not mistaken, we're going to be trying to do an online auction for spade and neutering from a local veterinarian. An online auction for a youth eye exam from a local optometrist. He's offered to do an eye exam and glasses for youth. So we have, I mean, it's for the Boy Scouts. That's hard to say what we're having up there. I've seen toys, large toys, small toys, some craft stuff. I remember seeing a wreath type thing that was just really nice. The folks put a lot of work and effort into it. The toys, like I said, that one, if I'm not mistaken, there's a huge water Nerf type gun out there is like $40 or $50. So they're giving us some nice stuff.
That sounds like fun. I want that.
Yeah. So does the boys.
That might get dangerous, huh?
Yes.
Well, very good. And please, please, please get out and get that #1 delicious spaghetti dinner. Who's cooking?
I am.
All right.
I have been for about the last 5 years.
Very good. And the spaghetti is fantastic. So you can get out there, get that spaghetti dinner, and then head to the auction as well.
Yep.
What are the hours again of the spaghetti dinner?
Spaghetti dinner, we're going to start serving at 11 until 6 in the evening. So you got lunch and dinner. So
Oh, you have all day to get
we
there.
have all day. We're planning this all day. Last year, way we would work it is during that we'd always have the parade because it was during the whatever we were doing. No, that's the chicken noodle dinner. I'm sorry. The chicken noodles we'd always have the parade because it was the parade for Coal Festival and that. But usually about 6 o'clock in the evening we have to wrap it up because it's usually a good cleanup afterwards.
That and you're out of food, right?
I hope. I have 100 pounds. I literally have 100 pounds of spaghetti that was donated over the last year. We have folks around here that they get spaghetti and just deliver it to us. They says, "Here, we know you got the spaghetti dinner auction. The sauce is donated. It is top of the line, high food grade. Has tomato. We have tomatoes. Most of our food is donated. I mean, we have a lot of good supporters in this area."
Very, very good. And that sounds amazing. So get out tomorrow and support those Boy Scouts. All right, boys, I want to talk to you for a minute just about being Boy Scouts in general. And let's start with Brady and tell us, how long have you been in scouting?
I've been in scouting for about 5 years now. I had moved from Alaska and started in California. And when I came here, I decided to join Troop 57.
Very good. Well, how in the heck did you end up here from Alaska?
It was moving because of my dad going to Korea.
Aha.
He is Air Force and he had to get deployed.
Gotcha. Well, welcome to our area. We're so happy to have you here. So what made you decide to do scouting?
Well, it's just something that I've been really into, and I started when it came to my school in 3rd grade, when I was just small.
When I was small. You're
It
cute.
just felt good to be in it. Like, to do things there, it was just amazing.
I love that answer. Just felt good to be there. And so what are some of the fun things that you have learned? Have you been scared to do things and accomplish them? Tell us a little bit about it.
There have been some things that I have been a little afraid to do because I've just not really been up to it, but as soon as I've gotten to do it, then I've actually felt better about it.
Very good. So I found out because of the Boy Scouts, when I was in college, I worked for the TV station, right? And they sent me out on an assignment, and it was to go rappelling with the Boy Scouts. And so we had our cameras, and another girl went with me. And of course, I was fearless at that time. And they wanted us to go rappelling with the camera and show what the Boy Scouts are doing and all of that. And I got to the top of the cliff, and I looked down, and that's when Jennifer learned that Jennifer doesn't like heights very much. And I literally froze.
Mm-hmm.
Like, could not do it.
Yeah, we've
Froze.
rappelled. The boys rappel. They whitewater raft. We have hiked miles and miles and miles. Bicycle hikes, kayaking, swimming, canoeing, fishing, shooting sports. They have shotgun. They have 22s, archery.
I want to be a Boy Scout.
We actually have in Wellston. They've started a Girls Scout troop, not a Girl Scouts. It is BSA is we have both boys and girls, and because we can't have girls within our troop, we have to have another troop. And Ryan Pelletier is a scoutmaster for that. and he just started up this last year, and they've got 4 or 5 of the 5 young ladies with us. A lot of them are my sisters and my other scouts, and 9 times out of 10, if we have an excursion, they're with us. So it makes for interesting. It's all clean fun. They're supervised to the max. They don't get to be by themselves. We follow the true scout pattern of there's always 2 on 1. It's either 2 scouts on an adult or 2 adults on a scout. There was never 1 on 1. They just don't wander off. We do safe scouting continuously. There are certain things they can't do. I mentioned the Nerf gun at the auction. Well, believe it or not, Boy Scouts are not allowed to have Nerf gun battles. It is considered a dangerous occupation for the boys to do it. And the Boy Scouts do not permit our scouts to do during a scouting event. Make that clear. During a scouting event, they are not allowed to do Nerf gun bores. There are certain things they shouldn't be doing. Remember the old lawn darts? Yeah, we're
Why
not
that
allowed
was ever a thing, I don't know, because there's been more people die from those than should have. Yeah.
Yeah, as a youth, and let's put it this way, I'm an old guy.
Hey, I've played those, so
Those things. No, I mean actually, we would have interesting things with lawn darts. They came out like my parents said, "Sure, go play." That was a mistake. The
not
cats
good.
were afraid.
Yeah. Oh, boys will be boys, right?
Yes, we were. My mother had 4.
No, I did not know that. So girls can actually join the Boy Scouts now.
Yes,
I did not know that.
Yes, we have a troop that started. Like I said, and that's something else you can ask us about too at the Spaghetti Dinner and Auction, because we work so much together with them. They've just started. Like I said, we need troops. We need Boy Scouts.
Sure.
Over the years, things have went up. Our registration fees have gone up. Our events have gone up. Last summer, we were supposed to go to Ohiopyle, Pennsylvania for whitewater rafting. Well, because of COVID, we couldn't do that. But when we do go, it's always a good time. And for the family members, the first couple of years was like $65 per person to go, and that's including food, lodging. Now, if we had special things we went and did, the parents we'd do it, cover it for a little bit for the extra prices. They did the house there, Falling Waters, in Pennsylvania. I'm trying to think of the artist's name. It was
Franklin Lloyd Wright.
Franklin Lloyd Wright, yes. They got to see the house. I mean, that was one of the stops we made. If we go out on a road, we don't stop at Wendy's. We don't stop at McDonald's. We don't stop someplace we have locally. We'll stop at mom and pop places. We'll stop at a place that we don't have here. There's a couple spots in Pennsylvania that we would stop at that the boys don't get a chance to stop at. I mean, it might be a pizza house or it might be a sandwich shop, but it's still not locally stuff.
A unique place.
Always.
Love that. Absolutely. All right. So Hayden, let's talk to you for a minute. How long have you been in the Boy Scouts?
6 years.
6 years. Did you start as a Cub Scout?
Yes.
All right. So tell me, what is the difference between a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout? Because I don't know.
Well, Cub Scouts are for the grade schooling years, and once you hit a certain age, you can move up into the ranks of Boy Scouting. And they have this entire ceremony about it, and it's just you changing from a small person and trying to get your manlyhood, pretty much.
Gotcha. Okay. So, tell us Hayden, tell us what is the funnest thing that you've done, if funnest is a word, in Boy Scouts?
Shooting.
Ooh, that sounds good. Can I go with you sometime? Am I allowed?
Oh, yes.
As long as it's not Nerf guns, apparently.
As long,
Yeah,
yeah,
as long as it's not Nerf guns,
as it's a real gun and not a Nerf
Yes.
gun.
Because we don't aim real guns at each other. They're
Correct.
specific topic.
No, I get it. That totally makes sense. So shooting, what did you get to shoot?
A 22
A 22
and a shotgun.
and a shotgun.
Did it blow you backwards? No? You just stood right there?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so you mentioned the camp. Was it Chief Logan?
Chief Logan, yes.
So tell us a little bit about that, and this will be the last year for it?
This will be the last year that, as far as we know, this will be the last year Chief Logan.
And that is like a summer camp?
Yeah,
or?
this is Chief Logan Summer Camp is in between Chillicothe and Jackson. You'll see a sign up says Boy Scout Road. That's Chief Logan. You follow back there about 5 miles. It's out in the middle of nowhere. They have a lot of opportunities for the boys to learn. The folks that go back there every summer, they're younger kids. There's older folks. There was one lady locally. Her family actually was out there when it first started, and they celebrated when they had the 50-year anniversary. She'd actually been there less than 1 year. Her brother had started and had been there the entire 50 years. It is really a shame that they're closing it. There's nothing I can do about it other than whine, cry, and complain about it. It's not much we can do for it. They're saying because again the cost is going up and so forth. We're going to be looking at other camps, but we want this last one in there to be the big hurrah. They do offer programs called the Pioneer Program. That's actually where this little medallion comes from. There's only 2 camps in the United States that do it, one here and one in California. So it's going to be difficult to give that up because each camp has its own little niche. They have their own little things they do. Chief Logan was an open camp. In other words, you could walk up and work on merit badges. Other ones are set up like a school every hour, every half hour, 45 minutes, something that's scheduled to be here. You have to be here. If you walk in 1 minute late, well, you can't work on a merit badge. That's a lot of the camps now. I don't want it to be school. I want it to wander up. We'll talk about it if we like it and they're great. If we don't, we'll wander on.
Yeah, that seems like a little bit more practical.
Yeah, because we had 400 boys out there. The last year I was out there, and that was during the second week in July, or last week of June.
Wow.
Our second week of Scout Camp.
Sounds like a good time for sure. So, all right, I don't think I asked Brady, what is your favorite thing that you've done as a Boy Scout?
Just getting to learn new skills and improve myself over the years.
What's the best skill that you've learned?
So far, I have to say it is first aid. I'm still trying to get the merit badge for it, but I've learned a lot more about it throughout the learning of it.
So are there some merit badges that are easier and some that are more difficult?
Oh yes.
Yes. There are 2 kinds of merit badges. There's the Eagle required ones, which you need to have, and then there's the normal merit badges.
The
that
general
you
ones. The Eagle required, some of them actually can take up to 3 months. We have personal management. Personal management, they actually learn how to do. They learn about bookkeeping. They learn about their checkbooks. They learn about savings accounts, IRAs. It's you actually learn about modern stuff.
You mean common sense class that they should be teaching in school?
I'm biting my tongue.
I won't.
Remember, I'm representing the Scouts. I'm supposed to be nice here.
That's right. No, I've been preaching that for years, and that's
yes.
good that the Scouts are doing that because these basic life skills need to be learned. And you ask an 18-year-old now how to write a check or if they can write a check, and they have no idea what you're talking about.
Some of them can't even write cursive.
Right, I know. It's terrifying. So the fact that they're learning these elsewhere is fantastic to me. I love that. All right, so what is the hardest badge that you boys have earned so far? The most difficult one?
I haven't earned any yet.
He's still working. Both the boys are still rather new at getting in the advancement. Last year really knocked us back.
I'll bet.
We're working on, like you said, we're working on the first aids, the personal management, personal fitness. Personal fitness takes 3 months. They have to write down exactly something physical they did, and I mean a half an hour, 45 minutes, hour physical stuff. It can be pushing a mower. It can be marching in the bands. It can be their school sports. The school sports, you work out.
Mm-hmm.
It can be gym class, an actual gym class that they may have. It could be, yes, I hate the word dodgeball, but it can be dodgeball in class. It can be whatever physical activity. They have to do a physical activity literally every day for 3 months and log it. And then they come back and take a test. They do sit-ups, push-ups. They do a 1 mile run, and they're supposed to improve their time and their numbers. There is no set much. Okay, in 1 minute you got to do 25 sit-ups. No, that's not it. 1 minute, do as many as you can, and then 3 months later, after you've done all this physical exercise, you want to work on your push-ups, your sit-ups, and your pull-ups and all that. But during that time frame, you should improve. You
Sure.
should be getting better, and 90% of them do. There's some that just you can't improve when you're already doing 100 in a minute. I mean, I got some kids that were really fit. In this troop alone, we have over 60 Eagles that's come out of this troop, and I've got one that's going up to his paperwork's going up this week for his Eagle. He's from Wellston area. My last Eagle lives in Jackson. My last two Eagles live in Jackson. I've had Eagles that go on to college, vocational schools. They learn these skills, and when they walk in, my son, I'm going to brag, my son was an Eagle. He went and applied for his first job at a summer experience with ODNR, Ohio Department of Natural Resources, out of Lake Alma. He's like mumbling through, and in comes Dad. And Dad goes, well, on your application, did you tell me you're an Eagle Scout? The guy looked at me and says, he's an Eagle Scout? I said, yeah. He started talking to him about being an Eagle Scout, what his project was, what he did. He got a phone call the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows that boy's out there willing to work. He knows how to cut wood. He knows how to clear stuff out. He had a great summer. He really did out there doing that. He went up to one of the colleges just to talk. He was saying, yeah, Dad, I want to go to college. And he realized, well, sometimes you can do it. Sometimes his math won't do it. But he started talking to the auto mechanics guy, and all of a sudden the auto mechanics guy wasn't an Eagle, but 3 of his sons were, and he was a scoutmaster. It opens a lot of doors.
It does. It's a common bond that you can find with somebody, and they know that if you've done the work and put forth the effort to become an Eagle Scout, that you're not lazy.
No.
That's right.
If you started of all the boys that started in scouting, we averaged 4% Eagles. You've averaged, look at high schools, we're 75% graduation rates because of some of the schools, but say estimate about 75%, 4% of all scouting make it to Eagles. These guys are honors. Our local county commissioner is an Eagle Scout. Paul Haller is an Eagle Scout. We invite him to a lot of things. And he does. He comes up and he's very supportive of us and the boys. I can't say enough about how much support, like I said, the local community gives us. We've had the Legion, the commanders of the Legion have been Eagle Scouts. We've had presidents who've been Eagle Scouts. Actors, Mike Rowe, I'm sure everybody's heard of Dirty Jobs. He not only is an Eagle Scout, but he also has a scholarship for Eagle Scouts for vocational schools, not just colleges, but for vocational schools, because he's a firm believer, hey, these kids, book smart education sometimes isn't for everybody, but somebody who is hands-on and can learn a skill, welding, auto repair, auto body, everything down at our Buckeye Hills.
That's right.
He firmly believes that people should be smart enough to change their own tires.
That would be a good thing, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes.
Again, goes back to common sense class, but whatever.
Well, you have common sense. They say common sense, but if it was common, everybody would have it. Good sense.
Good sense.
Good sense.
I like that. Good way to put that. All right, boys, if there are people out there watching this program today that are kind of on the fence about joining Scouts or don't know what to do, what would you tell them?
I would tell them that it would be a good experience for you. You could get a lot done. You could actually get a lot more improvement in your life, and things could go a lot better for you.
What about you, Hayden?
Yeah.
What he said, huh? I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, me.
All right, so let's go back over once again. You did come here to talk about the spaghetti dinner, and it is a fundraiser for you guys. And let's go over all the details once again.
All right. This Saturday, we're having the spaghetti dinner. It's at the Hope United Methodist Church. $6. You get spaghetti, salad, breadsticks, and a brownie. Your options are basically meatballs or non-meatballs, French or Italian dressing. It is call in, walk up, ticket sales. We've gone through all this. Phone number 740-418-5335. Saturday morning at 8 o'clock out at Patterson Auctions. We're offering up our items plus their own items. It's a good plug for them too.
Mm-hmm.
And we do appreciate Mr. Patterson, for allowing the boys to do this at his auction. The doors open at 8. Auction starts at 10 until it's gone. We will be doing some ordering for trays out there. If anybody wants to order, we'll take order and get like 10 or 15 and run them out there. So we're not leaving them out to dry either. He has local stuff, but he did say if we get a good amount of orders and we can deliver them, we're good. We do offer local delivery service in Wellston, because I've got some shop folks. I know 2 ladies at Speedway says, "You guys will deliver meals to us?" Yes, we will. If you have a store, if you have a shop, yes, restaurants will serve it to you too. We have some great local people. Wendy's donates to us. McDonald's has donated to us. Taco Bell, the other local restaurants and stuff have really donated to us. Dairy Corner, there are just too many. The store, Pizza Pub, Peking Cook, all of them have donated something to us. They've donated either time, items, or even some gift cards and cash. We appreciate it. We can't say enough. Jackson County has supported us. When we go down and request donations, people, we actually have quite a few doors we knock on. There's so many I just can't name off. Here in Jackson County, Ross County, Benton County, MacArthur. They like the Boy Scouts, and the Boy Scouts like being here and helping out our neighbors. That's what we're here for. We're here for community service and to educate our young men. A couple of the other merit badges we have that are Eagle required is citizenship in the community, citizenship in the nation, and citizenship in the world. So part of that is part of citizenship in the community. They actually have to go to a city meeting or a city board, school board meeting or something like that, and take notes and tell us what they heard, how things work there. You wouldn't believe the surprise we get on these kids' face, like, wow, I never knew that's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about the easy merit badges. We have one called fingerprinting. It's easy. You go in, you ink your finger, you fingerprint, and then they show you this, and they show you different things. It takes about 15 minutes. They explain some things why fingerprinting is so important.
Very cool. And all of that with the Boy Scouts. Such a neat thing. And as you said, it's about public service as well, and we appreciate that.
It is. These boys do a lot of work for our neighborhoods, and they do it on a lot of it do it on not just as a Boy Scout troop. We have boys with we have boys in band. They've done stuff with the band, cleanups and such, and we have done stuff with the Lions Club. The little bags of candies. They came to us a couple of years ago. Says, "Hey, can you help us?" The boys actually spend the night making little bags of candy for the Lions Club to pass out for Santa Claus.
Love that.
Oh, they have a ball. They do.
It's very fun.
And you get to eat a little bit of it?
Oh, a little bit of it is
Just a
kind
little
of
bit.
disappears here and there.
We'll give you that.
Yeah. You got to have some fun and a little bit of little sweets along with the candy. We have done pickups at Kelly Lambert Park. They went along the trail. Unfortunately, there was a mistake. This last year they picked up along the bike trail there in Wellston and didn't realize they needed to take it with you. They left a big pile and they forgot to tell the mayor and that, hey, we did this. Can you get it picked up? And we got a complaint because they thought it was we were dumping. We've come to find out they got picked up, but what it was is where they said it just looked like we'd dumped it there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well,
Miscommunication.
we'll forgive you this time for sure. Well, boys, is there anything else you would like to tell our viewers before I let you get out of here for the day? Hey, did you get to skip school?
Just a little bit of
Just
it.
a little bit. All right. Very good. No, is there anything you'd like to tell our viewers before we let you get out of here?
If you're willing to join the Boy Scouts, you should come down and try and see how we do things. And if you are interested, please ask Jim if you want to join to see if you can.
Very good. How about you, Hayden? Yeah, what he said? Okay. I see a theme here. Well, very good. Guys, thank you so much for taking time to stop by today. I learned a lot about scouting. I learned that girls can be Boy Scouts.
Yes,
That's pretty
yes.
cool. Am I too old to join?
You can always be a leader, assistant leader. We have
You don't want me to be a leader. I don't know how to do anything.
actually, you'd be surprised. We have. My son came out of Scouts 5 years ago. I'm still with it. My wife and I are both very involved with it. We have parents who still, their boys were in it. I got a phone call message the other day. Says, "Why didn't you call me about donations?" And I explained to her why. Said, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll be ready for next year." And sure, her boy was an Eagle Scout, and she has friends, and they have friends, and they still help us. If we call them up, says, "Hey, I need an adult for this. I need an adult for that." And I will make a plug for Jackson, City of Jackson Scouts during the Apple Festival. They do the parking for donations. We always need volunteers to help them with that. We come over here. I have a big admiration for each scout troop in our area because they try very hard to show that, yes, we are still interested in our young folk. If you, a little information about me, I work in a prison. I want to stop the boys showing up in there.
You don't want to see them there.
I do not ever want to see them there. My job is now to try to stop them from going in. I never ever want to see any of my boys, and these are my kids. These are my boys. They're not my sons. These are my boys. I take pride in everything that they do from here until I'm gone. These will always be my boys. They always know, hey, Jim, I need help. I'm going to be there for them. I refuse to let these boys go down tubes after so much work. And I have one boy, he was with us for about 2 years. He was a holy terror. He's a firefighter now. And
So
I'm
you
very
made a
proud of him.
difference, right?
I think we made a difference.
Yep.
I think we made a difference. He texts me, says he's going to be a daddy. I had one boy come back and says, I was a few merit badges from my Eagle. I wish I would have got it because it would have opened up more doors at college. He's now a college graduate from OSU, has a really nice job. I think he's actually halfway across the country now. I haven't heard from him as well, but his mom and grandma's still in the area, and I get to say hi to them, and they still help out. You can't say enough because scouting is, and I even talked to a lady yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday at the post office. we always check on her anyway because she's one of the older ladies. All three of her boys were Eagle Scouts. They're all work with very high. They're still working with scouting in their local areas.
Well, very good. Well, we appreciate you all coming in so much. Come back and see us anytime.
We will.
All righty. All right, don't forget that Boy Scout spaghetti dinner begins tomorrow at 11 a.m. in Wellston, and just follow your nose until you find the spaghetti, because I promise you it will be worth it. All right, we do have to get out of here for the day. We appreciate you all so much for tuning in, and did want to thank, of course, Mark Carmen, the gang at Carmen's Used Cars and Trucks, for sponsoring our program, and also the gang at the filling station, as our troop leader over here mentioned, the store Broadway and Penn and Wellston, Quick Stop, the whole Zaffel family, always out doing great things also. So, all right, James, anything else?
Lady Vikings, 2 o'clock,
Lady
98.7.
Vikings. That's right.
If you want to listen online, Total Media Radio app, or if you're listening on your computer, yourtotalmedia.com/radio. Click
/radio.
the Listen Now tab.
You got it. So there's no excuse for you not to be able to catch the Lady Vikings kick some butt today,
And
and
of
we
course-
can't wait.
And of course, if they win today, we
Mhm.
will be broadcasting the game tomorrow also.
Tomorrow also, so you have no reason to not participate.
Yeah, and expect the recap in Saturday's paper.
That's
The
right,
best that
and
they
of
can.
course, check the Telegram online as well for the full recap if you can't wait until you get the paper. All right, have a wonderful day, everybody. Send all of the good wishes that you can to the Lady Vikings today. We know that they'll make us proud. So have a great day, have a great weekend, and we'll be right back here on Monday. So enjoy.